in the day and age of the Rona, of the China virus, the COVID-19, the day of the fear of the media and everything that's put on all Americans to not go out and love one another and to hug one another and to kiss one another without fear of them when they're being loving, that they would give some sort of virus or bacteria or what have you for their act of love and selflessness, their fear that they would indeed get some sort of infection or virus. I want to read, I'm in Matthew 8. Matthew 8. Now we today are in a land of, or a season where this virus that has, if you actually had the right data, less than a 1% chance of death. Now, back in Jesus' day, there was something that, in fact, was pretty much 100% death, as in being a leper, that in fact over time, when your phalanges or your fingers would fall off, your nose would fall off, and in fact infections and would often kill you. And in time, we right now are taught by this very unchristian like government, that the fourth term of Obama, that wants to pretty much go after Christians any way they can. If it's not the sexual sin agenda, going after righteous Christian bakers that refuse to uphold a sinful banquet, a wedding, a gay wedding. Or if it's someone in the military that wants to be a chaplain, and indeed the Obama administration wanted to get rid of chaplains. If it, whatever area it is, they seem to do it the opposite of which I would have them do, or God above, or Jesus to the right hand of the Father would do. When he had come down from the mountain, the great multitudes followed him, and behold, a leper came and worshipped him. A leper worshipped Jesus, and saying, Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean. So in other words, Jesus' faith was such, they knew his great faith, at least, that Jesus, his faith could heal people. And again, why, if it's the regular Christian, why would the righteous prayer, what would happen? How would you be righteous to have righteous prayers availeth much? If I pray for healing for somebody, how would I be righteous? Well, to love thy Lord thy God, to keep God's commandments, right? To love thy Lord thy God with our heart, mind, soul, strength. And to love your neighbor as yourself. So you fulfill the law of God with love, with actual, not a feeling like, yeah, I love God, but I do that which pleases myself, but an actual love for God, where you are willing to lay down your life for the Christian God, to further his kingdom. That's love. That's what it means to love, to lay down self, to propagate or lift up that which is worthy to be lifted up. And then Jesus put out his hand and touched him, touched a leper. Now, today in the media has everybody wearing a body condom and telling everybody they have to stay 70 feet away from one another. And for Americans, that indeed this coming holiday, that you cannot gather in mass. Your family, all of your family can't come together, extended and friends can't come together because indeed we have to be fearful in our body condoms, isolated and alone, and not caring and loving on each other. I am willing, he is cleansed, be cleansed. Immediately the leprosy was cleansed. So that love, see, Jesus loved this leper that, his fingertips or nails fall off his tips of his finger, were bone, were actually coming out the tip of his finger. Jesus touched somebody where bone is exposed, touched him, be cleansed of the illness. Now, in the story of the lepers that wanted to be cleansed, I think there was 3 of them. They went and asked Jesus to be healed, right? And Jesus healed them of the leprosy. And in fact, the rest left. And one of them stayed behind saying, thank you. Thank you. And what was his reward? His reward for staying what I believe in my faith. And not being totalitarian as to you have to believe what I believe. But indeed, that the one that stayed back and said, thank you for healing me, thank you, was appreciative that Jesus made him whole. In other words, see his exposed bone, he grew skin in the end of a fingertip to it, because indeed he was thankful the infection, be it bacteria, virus, or whatever, this leprosy was cleansed. But indeed, by him honoring God, that God went further with it and made him whole, to in fact make him his temple whole. And Jesus said to him, see that you tell no one, but go your way, show yourself to the priest, and offer a gift that Moses commanded as a testimony to them. Obedience to Jesus is very, very important. Although that, let's see, the gift, the priests offer a gift that Moses, the gift, the priest really don't need financial gain or from a leper or a gift, but in fact, the testimony that indeed somebody healed and made. Well, I just wanted to stop for a minute. I'm going to continue reading, but are we loving one another the right way? Are we going to Christian businesses and spending time with people, getting to know people that are isolated and alone and hurt for various reasons and torment in their own lives? And in fact, are we trying to reach out and to love one another, or are we just in the self? What's going to make us better? What's what are the things that I need? Are we trying to be selfless or selfish?